What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Town Hall Meeting with the Mayor. I'm your host, Eugene Man Roberts, and today is Ladies' Night. I got my sister. She's an amazing musician. You just seen her on Soul Train Wars and a bunch of other cool things. And she plays several instruments, so you never know what she's up to. But give it up for my sister, Brittani Washington. And it's a vibe. I'm having a vibe with my sis. What's up with you? What you doing? What's going on?
I'm just over here chillaxing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What you working on? What you been working on? I've been seeing you post a bunch of coolness.
Man, I've been working on a lot of things actually. I'm about to put out an album.
Hey.
That's in the works. I've been working on my new merchandise, of course. I just wanted to have something that represents me and that will have longevity.
Yeah.
You won't be tired of wearing it. Been trying to keep my paper up, gigging, doing what I do.
Throughout being home at this time, are you finding yourself collaborating more or just building relationships musically with people?
I find myself building relationships with other people musically. I'm such a loner. Mm-hmm. No one knows that about me, but now that the world has done some reverse psychology on me, you have to stay to yourself. Now I'm wanting to get out more and
yeah.
Now, and it's oh, you guys are complaining about being at home. This is my lifestyle. This is what I do. But I've been really meeting a lot of people and getting to hear a lot of different genres of music with new artists. It's really cool.
What's something that's caught your ear? Any new styles of music or any new artists or just?
A new artist that's caught my ear is this artist, Emmy Seacrest.
Oh, yeah.
And the Brown Collective.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really, really love them.
I love Brandon. Brandon's so good. Stanley Randolph he's so good.
Man,
actually, Emmy just sung background actually in a couple TV shows I did for John Legend actually.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Small world.
Yeah, Emmy, and then Carrie Lee. She's one of our BGVs with John. She lives in LA now. She's friends with Emmy. They're all from Memphis and cool down south places, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. That's super cool. Yeah, her music vibes. It literally just dropped Friday, so you guys should.
Yeah, she's such a her personality. She's just a whole vibe.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to drop yours though. What's on you?
Oh man, I can't wait either. We've been working so hard. It's getting mixed right now and just trying to not put it together rushed because I have so many other things to do, but just genuinely take my time with it. So
yeah, it's kind of when I call it when the world was open, the touring is the hustle and bustle. It's how fast you can get things done. How fast can I learn this set? How fast can I memorize the set list? How fast can I get from my room to the lobby call? It's everything is such a rush that when you kind of work on a project, you kind of want to not rush, but it's just in you to you just want it done. Even if it's done and it's sitting there waiting on your hard drive. But you want it done.
Yes, exactly. Well,
so being at home, I know I've picked up a couple new things. Have you picked up any new trades or traits or just pieces of outlets of creativity?
I've always wanted to learn this song by Selena. So corny. It's called Kamala Floor, and I actually learned it for our Friday night gigs we have now at the DTP Cheesesteak in North Hollywood. We have this little gig outside, but I sang the song in Spanish. Actually, really was proud of myself for learning that song in Spanish. I have started, of course, the online store. Mm-hmm. But I do have a pop-up vintage resale shop that really kind of takes things, lets me interact with the community, give me their things to sell. Oh, you might be into this, you might be into that. It's just hobbies like that. I've grown some kale, some carrots. Like, I've been doing some stuff, like.
Listen, I love it all. Listen what I'm saying. A lot of people, like, you know, you don't get to grow a garden on a tour bus. You know what I'm saying? You don't get to, it's certain things that, you know, outside of the health reasons, like, you know, I pray people's families are well, but a lot of us that, like, all we do is move all year round. Like, this is like that time where you literally, like, literally can almost live what we would call a normal life, I guess.
Yeah.
Per se, you know, like that. You wake up every morning, like, I go for a walk every morning. Like, you know, you get up in the morning, you have a routine.
Yeah.
Like, it's not thrown off by lobby calls or a flight or a rehearsal or you know, it's just kind of like you have a little more control. And like you said, we're even working on a project, realizing that, I can actually take my time too, because I'm not really in much of a rush. But, you know, I mean, you know, it's just maximizing your time, you know. Me, I've been getting better with just controlling my time, like compartmentalizing, like what, because that's
the biggest part.
It's like I want to cook all day. Let me cook. I just want to cook all day. But then it's like, no, I have to do music. Then I have to do family stuff. Then I have, you know, it's like this whole thing. I think I'm getting better at it, though. You know.
Yeah.
We all are plowing through work all day long. Like, it's kind of crazy. So I have a question.
Okay.
What's one of your most memorable performances? I'll give you 3. One can be you personal because you're an artist yourself. So one for you, one for just life, and then one for just like, it was just so nostalgic.
Okay, the last one would definitely have to be me playing the North Sea Jazz Festival on the drums with CeeLo.
Yes.
Yeah.
You be multi-instrumental, you know what I'm saying, doing your thing.
Yes. The first one for me, as an artist, you said, or for me?
Well, both. Well, you as an artist, yes.
You said me as an artist. That would be this last show that I did featuring some of the songs that I'm about to release. Mm-hmm. Everything just vibed so well, and we recorded it and everyone loved it. I am an ambassador of the Privia keyboard, Casio keyboard, and so that was something that was featured in their commercials. I really had a good moment. That was for me, a good life moment. I mean, it's still a show because I'm in show business. It's still in the entertainment section of my world. But when I first made Beyonce's band, like, I didn't give up about it. I wasn't feeling negative towards myself because no one had called me back in about 6 days from the audition. I didn't hear anything. And I was still in a good way, you know, like I wasn't kind of like distraught that no one called me. I just felt like, that's weird. I really killed it.
Right.
To myself though, like I didn't say that out loud, like, but I wasn't really bothered by it as far as like, darn it, you know, I can't believe that I didn't make it. I kind of forgot about it and was living my best life at the casino. I had a gig at the casino. And so, 7 days later, I got that phone call and it was something like, man, I'm excited. But you know how when you just start to run a race, that adrenaline, you know, you got something to finish. That's what I felt like in that moment in time for myself.
So let's relive a little bit of that. What was the process? Was it the, oh my God, I want to tell my family, or was it like the, oh no, how many songs do I have to learn? Or was it like I'm
such a weirdo. honestly, I was on that gig at the casino with my older sister, and I was more so trying to see who's gonna play the keyboard for the rest of the shows because I'm about to bounce. Hey, it was like, man, a lot of organization at one time because I had to hurry up and drive from Louisiana to Houston, Texas, where I was living at the moment, to catch a flight. And so it was already 2:00 in the morning when they called me, and my flight left at 6, and I was in Louisiana. And so I drove from Louisiana to Houston.
So hold on. So you didn't have much of a notice?
No notice. It was all this, oh, you made it. Get your bags and come now. You already have a flight. Don't miss that flight. Like, and you know, if you're from Houston, Texas, there's 2 airports, Intercontinental and there's Hobby.
Yep.
Hobby was closer to Louisiana. Intercontinental was another 40 minutes, like, out. And it was like, man, I made it. I barely made it, yo, but I made it. So when I got there in New York, this was like my first time flying, my first show, my first concert. I'm from a small town, Port Arthur, Texas. We didn't get hit by the hurricane, y'all. Whoop, whoop. Won't he do it?
Won't he?
So yeah, man, I got there and I immediately vibed with the ladies that actually made the band.
Okay.
For some reason, like I didn't know them, but when I got off the plane into the same hotel, I kind of like, you know how you just gravitate towards people?
Yeah.
There was about 6 of us that had gravitated with each other, and it's 10 girls that were in the whole band. So I didn't even think about that. I remember Divinity, Nikki, Tia, Marcia was from Houston, Texas. She's the one that told me about the gig, but Kathy, all these girls I was just vibing with and sitting with the whole time, and we all made it.
Yeah, I think that's so crazy that, you know, it's almost like a TV show, like how that whole thing went. Like,
yeah,
I don't think I've ever experienced that where it was just like, you got the gig, we need you to leave now.
Oh yeah, like, and leave your. I had like this raggedy weave ponytail in my head, and I thought it was cute. But whoever called me said, leave that ponytail at home. They got me.
That's funny. So fast forward to CeeLo. How did that come about?
I originally started playing keys for CeeLo.
Right. I feel like I remember that.
Yeah. And I started on my birthday. Actually, I started Beyonce on my birthday too. But I started on my birthday.
When is your birthday? I need to know that.
June 24th.
Okay, June 24th. Okay, because apparently that's a good time of the year.
For me, yeah. I started on my birthday, and it was Prince. It was a Prince tribute in London, and Mark Ronson was there, the guy who did that song for Bruno Mars.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They had the whole Prince tribute with his guitar and his stand and everything. But that was my first show. And then we did Rock in Rio. That was my last show with CeeLo on keys. The drummer for that show was Hannah Welton, I believe. She was Prince's drummer when Prince was alive and doing shows. Rest in peace, Prince. But she ended up getting pregnant and having a baby for her husband. And I ended up playing the drums and I've been on the drums for like maybe 5 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's dope when you could just do not just a different gig on a different instrument, but the same gig on a different instrument. That's kind of like,
yeah. Oh man, it was so confusing though, because they were like starting off the show, you know, I'm the keyboard player going on the drums. I'm like, who's supposed to start the show? And everybody's like, you.
My
like,
bad.
no. What's going on? Hey, we got to start from the top.
Yeah, I guess that is like that's a different thought process too. Like
it is. It kind of messes with you, but you know.
That's my first instrument, like most. But yeah, I was like stone cold drummer for a long time, and then it was just like, yeah. Then it was like you start playing music, and you're like, you ever at a jam, and it's like they're looping the same 4 progressions for like an hour, and you'd be like, can we play a change? Can we?
Oh man, that's that I don't like.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, you're gonna play the same thing. I can't do it.
Like, so then when it gets to like that, well, what do you want us to play? I'm like, I don't know, something.
Something else.
Yeah, and then I started picking out notes and root notes and bass notes and started playing keys, and then I kind of just started playing keys.
I have a good technique for that. Whatever you described, it's basically whatever genre you're playing, pick another genre that is just so off from it, listen to that, and then transcribe it the way you want to transcribe it in your own way. Because some people really don't know what to play, and then they are so used to playing like vibing to whatever their social groups are vibing to. But if you just listen to something like, listen to Jolene, and just do that. Make it hot, yo. Go ahead, play this.
I mean, I think that's just part of growth, though. I feel like us, those who have traveled, you know, we get to experience just different things. Like whether it's just like the coolest tune you've ever heard in an elevator, down to the funkiest house DJ you've ever heard in a hotel lobby.
Exactly.
A random opener in a different country. It's just like, I don't even know who this opener is, but I like them. Like,
right. It's a different sound.
Yeah, I mean, and you get to bring those different things to the table. So let's segue over to relationships and just how they work through the industry and kind of your insight on that. Some people don't. Some people relationships, like I said, a lot of people. I said this the other day. A lot of people right now, either you working or you're not, and it has nothing to do with the pandemic. It has to do with your relationships.
Yeah.
So that's why I said that. But go ahead.
I mean, relationships with there's a lot of relationships. You gotta get which ones you talking about.
No, the ones of, just far as going through the industry, you have maybe you're friends with the production manager, or you have a.
Oh yeah, it's you know what? Yeah, you want to remember not to be an asshole to people. You know what I'm saying? When you're working, it don't matter what gig you are on, the highest paying gig, midway, or whatever money you took for the gig, it's good to have that accepting space to get the production done. And people respect that about you, and they want to work with you more because you make their jobs easier. No one wants to work with a diva. Like 9 times out of 10, whoever's headlining the show is a diva. So it's like, everybody, let's get in order, make this shit run like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
It's important. And when people know that you know how to come on your job, learn your material, do what you have to do, and go home.
Yeah, I mean, that's really all it is to it. Because, just overall in the industry, like me, I've gotten hired in some of the most different ways possible, whether it's through the booking agent that suggested me to the management of this artist, or, I've gotten a lot of my work has been artist to artist. Like literally the artist is like, yo, who's your MD? All right, cool. Who's your programmer? And those relationships, you have to maintain them and keep them going. Because if not, like even me, even on breaks, like I'm avid. I'm the person that's like, hey, hope all is well, just checking in, because that's out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm looking around for a phone charger because I'm like, oh snap, I don't want this to go off anytime soon.
No.
But yeah, relationships are super important, like literally I don't have any agent or any like management, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People just, they kind of, sorry for my really trying to get situated here. But people just kind of like, it's a family thing. It becomes a family thing.
Yeah.
And people start, asking you, hey, like I did Black Girls Rock for 7 years. And the last year, I literally was trying to I was trying to do it, but I had already booked another gig.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, when I booked that gig, I didn't know the dates for Black Girls Rock.
Right.
But the producer called me, like people were calling me, and I felt mad love from that. Even though I didn't do it, I just felt like, man, I wasn't just the keyboard player there. That was my family.
Yeah.
So from the production manager, the stage manager, the production crew, like the truck people, the artists, the band, everybody. It's just important to like make those relationships and find out where you fit. What's your?
I mean, because that is like a good feeling when you didn't mean to miss the event, but it's like life happens. Everybody understands.
Right.
You didn't just last minute back out, but to still get calls and people to reach out like, hey, you know what?
Yeah, man.
We missed you. Not saying that anything went crazy, but your energy was missed. And when your energy is missed, that's something that can't be replaced because, money's going to be money.
Yeah.
Just because somebody's getting paid the same, more or less, doesn't mean that they're going to fit. Like your energy is, on stage, having great energy is awesome. We know that's a part of the gig, but am I going to tell you, am I going to go to the back of the bus whenever you come to the front of the bus? Because let me know, is this art energy? Because
gotta go.
you know what I'm talking about. And if people watching this, if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's because people like us are moving away from people like you.
Like you. Yeah, man. Like honestly, that whole experience, I was able to bless somebody else with the gig because of a relationship I had with them. Like I couldn't do that gig, so I got somebody else who was a keyboard player that I knew.
Right.
So it's good to network, and I'm realizing that now because I come from a small town, and then like I said, Beyonce was my first ever life experience, like my first flight, my first concert, my first time ever doing anything outside of the church. My mom and dad are pastors.
Hey,
so,
hey, life.
Hey, so it's kind of like I had to learn like these relationships that I'm establishing with people. This is important. Like I'm such a loner, but I need to reach out.
Yeah.
Like, hey, are you okay? Are you good, man? Like, not just when I need a gig, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Because honestly, a lot of the gigs come mid-random conversation, honestly. Because a lot of people, and I had to learn this. I was wondering, like, wow, how come I don't get calls sometimes? It's because most of the time people are like, oh, I assumed you were busy. Like,
yeah.
And just like you can say, well, how about you check and see if I'm busy? Same way as you calling to say, hey, what's going on? Like, all right, cool. I'm in the lab all week. If you need anything, just let me know.
I felt really lame and corny at first for just calling people out of the blue, but you never know who needs to be checked on.
Yeah,
and
I mean, it is that.
Yeah. I just rather annoy somebody than to like not reach out to them and something's going on, and I could have like just had a conversation, and I'm learning that, and I'm getting better at being like more conversational. Like it's something that I have to practice, but it's really important,
I mean, it's pretty cool though. I'm a Gemini person, so I'm like
May?
Yes.
15th?
25th.
25th.
So I'm a person where I'm really private, I'm really quiet, but then I'm really like outgoing, you know.
Yeah.
So I kind of go back and forth between the two because I'm all about energy, you know. Like I like to make sure the energy is great. Like even just being a leader, being an MD, like I'm picking a band is great, but picking the great energy is greater, you know. So
Yes.
like the more, you know, like you said, you're getting into having more conversations and checking on people and reaching out, you know, you'll start getting different levels of creativity. You'll start just seeing things from different points of views, you know, just different. It's just different, you know, and I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy reaching out and checking on people. Like I enjoy just following people's journey. Like, I don't know, it's just pretty cool to me. Like it's because it's
You're
not,
pretty cool.
yeah, I mean, I try to be because by the end of the day, like we are each other's hope. We're each other's energy. We're like,
Yeah.
that's just really what it is, especially the climate in the world we live in. Like when it
For sure.
comes to you being a woman in the music industry of color, you know, like that's just not like I'm just a man in this industry of color, you know, like it's just kind of like, you know, it's just I don't know.
Hey man, it's
I
another world.
commend you. I commend you for like, you know, stepping out the box and wanting to talk to people.
Hey.
So outside of the record, what else are you working on? What can we expect? What are we looking into? What's going on?
Just more. I'm trying to like really push my business, Jack Pearl. I have. It's a corporation. I have a cooking project that I'm working on as well. People don't know this, but I went to baking school. I really love to cook. It's one of the things that I don't really tell a lot of people because I do a lot of stuff, and it might look like I'm losing control, but everything is operating as it should.
Long as you got it in control, that's all that really matters.
Yeah, I'm working on a lot. I am trying to create jobs for people that I know that has not ever entered this corporate world.
Yeah.
Like before I was a well, not before, but while I was a musician, I don't know how I did this. I was also a realtor. I was a commercial property manager. I was the morning news reporter for Fox 26 in Houston, Texas. Like I did a lot of things. Like I did that when I was interning as a student at Texas Southern University. So literally, I just really did a lot of things. And I feel like now my contribution to what's going on now to my people is to show them, hey man, you probably been gigging all your life and this is what you do, but I want to help people like get into other things. Like what's your passion outside of music? Because music is a big passion, but you know, people have a lot of things that they like to do, but this is a big thing for me. So it kind of like overshadows everything else. But now since we are in quarantine, it's given me an opportunity to do the things that I've always wanted to do. And some people haven't found those things yet, but that's why, like I said, that's where I want to help. Because I like to like dig deep and find out what people really like to do.
Yeah. So my view of that is, you know, when you do things for people, you do it based off pure intentions. Like, so you have pure intentions on helping people.
Yeah.
And you're leading with love. Like those are the two most important things you can do, especially when you're going into the mental of helping others. You know, a lot of people want to help people with ill intentions, you know, with the wanting things on the back end and different things like that. We get it, you know, it's a business. But one thing I've learned, and I'm literally a firm believer of it, like leading with love and having pure intentions and really wanting to help people and help build it and help build them up. Like that's the only way this whole world works, you know?
And it's the truth. It is the truth. I just feel like this whole pandemic, at first, I feel like if anybody felt like me, it felt like a cloud of what is going on? Like,
Straight up.
What should I, what? What should I do now? Like, okay, so should I make some major life moves, or should I just wait it out? Or, it's a really confusing time. And if you sit down for too long, you might get stuck, in a thought of how to move around. But, I tell all my people, hey, let's just keep talking to each other. I have this thing on Friday nights. I play live music. I'm just keeping the same routines for myself. And I'm doing everything that I did for other people. I'm doing it for myself. So that's the kind of energy that I'm trying to
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? Keep the same energy that you was doing for other people for yourself. Look in the mirror and say, I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it for me.
Yes.
Yeah. But before we get out of here, I just want to thank you because you know what? You always shake moves, and I'm an internet watcher. Like, I'm not as present as I think I could be, but that's because I just don't want to have to entertain it as much,
I got you.
But I enjoy watching people like you just because it's always something cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's like modeling, whether it's acting, whether it's playing a different instrument, whether it's like, so you play with this artist now, or you just did a live. Okay, all right. Like, it's cool. Some people are so predictable. Like, because I'm all over the place too, and I see somebody like you that's like, it makes sense to me. Yeah. Like you said, some people think you don't have a handle on it, but you have a handle on it. And I get it, because it's like a lot of people look at me like, when did you start that? Or when listen, don't worry.
Don't sleep on me. Don't sleep on me.
I got control of what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And I just tell people, hey, listen, you just maximize your 24 hours in the day, and I'll maximize mine. We all got the same amount of time in the day.
Yep.
So,
same.
But yeah, wow. Hey, people, this might be a part 2 because yeah. So y'all look out for some content because we're gonna post some content and do some cool things. But we gotta get out of here, y'all. We gotta go. Big, say bye to the people. Say bye.
Bye, you guys. Thanks so much for having me on your show, man. I really appreciate it.
Hope y'all enjoyed my sister, Miss Washington. Britt, love you. My sis, we're going to connect. We're going to do some cool things. But until then, I'm your host, Eugene Man Roberts, and this has been Town Hall Meeting with the Mayor. Shout out to Roland. Shout out to my boy, Joel. Joel, man, you the MVP, my dog. Shout out to Brian, Kristen, Igor. Shout out to the whole team. Shout out to Roland. And guess that's it. We out.